Welcome to our lovely future humans and to the 5D collective. Those who do know that divinity, it descends when you overflow with humanity, as Sadhguru would point out, or as I'm going to explain in shorts and right now, when you are an integrated brain. So you have a physiological state of compassion, you're emotionally intelligent, mentally intelligent, physically intelligent. So it means you're also mature. That's also why those who are not divinity in any way, shape, or form, who use the word, and again, it's not because we embody it. You don't embody God, meaning you are a piece of the stars. And the ones who are 3D, who think of us for using words in ways that are completely moronic, really. So I don't give what's the word? I'm sorry. Words don't mean much to me. It only means a lot to the people who don't have power. I have power over myself, my 14-month-old. And when I see hypocrites, I'm still working to master my physical plane. That's why I'm an Akashic record reader. So once you are in communion with God, or you have been your entire life, that's why, thanks, Mom. My mother taught me healthy love, healthy integrity, healthy respect for myself and others, what good leadership looks like and acts like, and that's why God is discerning, equanimous love. That's how I experience him. You can learn about it in a book that I'm a co-author of, The Ways to God. And what I'm going to let you know is Holy Spirit, Jesus, and God come with me, ascended masters, Buddha, everything, divinity, divine. And the ones who are the bad grown-ups, I'm going to let you know they didn't make me upset to the point of where I'm like, oh my God, now evil has won. No, the sweet revenge of a teenager that says, hey, stop crapping on humans. Hey, stop crapping on humans. Hey, God always wins. That's my sweet revenge, is that God wins. Love wins. And any unkind human being who doesn't believe in kindness, well, I don't have anything for them. They won't be back here because they don't know how to grow the fuck up. Excuse me. Yes, grow the fuck up. Is when you meet emotionally immature people who are hypocrites, and that means that they don't know how to walk a walk or talk a talk. Again, words, keep talking. I'm going to walk and I'm going to watch. And the bright sides of neuroplasticity. Wellness is not a scribbly board. It's an active lifestyle that is mental fitness, because fitness is good. Physical fitness. But you only have results from physical fitness if you have the emotional fitness, which is why neuroception. The bright sides, though, not the one that's still scanning self and others and therefore makes you weak. Weak people don't forgive. The ones who are working on themselves, that's a different story. And I know people are going to take a bunch of shit out of context. That's okay, because I'm okay with being considered an evil bitch, an evil witch, and all those other words that people like to use when they don't like something. On the other hand, I was taught how to be polite, and then I'm 4'9", so I don't tell people what I think in their face because they also don't know how to handle it. That's why I have advisors. They give me good consultation. That means they give me good advice. So, divinity, it descends only upon those who know how to use a prefrontal. And I think determined, Robert Sapolsky, I need to read your book. Pretty sure you're on to something with that, because the free will that God gives his children, well, they seem to not want to use it with the right grown-ups. They like the bad grown-ups who give them ways to continue using numbing agents, adult pacifiers, numbing stories. You're going to hear about this in the short. So when someone tells you that divine masculines test divine feminines, if anyone's getting tested, they're not divine in any way, shape, or form, because God doesn't test you that way. But if you need a good group and a bad group, then I guess you're going to call people energy vampires, dark auras, and you're going to continue doing that, which is not divine. Which is also why when someone thinks that AI is evil, Knievel, and they think that the divinity of them is brighter and smarter, you think, I think you're starting to forget what grounded in reality means, and you will notice those who isolate. So anybody who wants to move far, far, far away from every person, obviously people stress you out, which means you don't know how to self-regulate. And so, with that being said, numbing is very easy for those who want to continue using the dark sides of neuroplasticity, which is why 3D, 4D, they don't actually learn how to harness the very empowered body they have. And they therefore think wellness is a scribbly board. So, who suffers life is not the ones of us who are emotionally intelligent. The ones who suffer life are the ones who are actively getting together, crapping on mental health professionals, not doing the work, as Patrick Chan would point out, and thinking that they're raising their frequency and transforming their lives by hanging out together. They're the same ones who also like to make fun of the words guru and cult. And I think, well, sure, if you don't know the difference, that tells me you lack mental, emotional, and physical mastery of your 14-month-old, and your 14-month-old has two sides to it. I have my amygdala. It's right here. I don't know where it is, but my point is I like intellectually savvy people. When I meet pseudo-intellectuals, I laugh at them inside of myself because I figure out their dogma. And it's like, well, I had something I proved when I was a kid. God always wins. Now I have science backing me up. Look at that, spirituality. It's really easy. And when you see people talking about a crisis, there's no crises of spirituality. There's two groups of people: smart ones, stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable, grounded in reality, knowing any of their cherishable beliefs can be falsifiable. Those are all the empowered feminines who laugh with me because they're not all women. No, women and men and theys who are like, yeah, we noticed that those teenagers, the masculines who are dumb, are making a big deal and they think they have a one size box fits all for everything. And look at how much they follow each other. I always click. I'm a marketer. I know what the clickbait thing is, but I'm also somebody who is smart enough to notice that when I've clicked on some things, even though I didn't like the title, I ended up finding value from it. So I'm not dumb in the way of, oh, because the clickbait is shit, let me not click on the content. I've learned how to say, why don't marketers learn how to stop doing this shit? Just use your, oh, I'm sorry, journalist, what bleeds leads. That doesn't attract smart ones of us. Come over here, like-hearted people, because that way we can make fun of all the pseudo-intellectuals and our 3D, 4D brothers and sisters, as they don't know the passion of Christ, because they don't know how to have an open heart. The Holy Spirit, God, Jesus, they're always with me. And some people think that cursing is vulgar, and I think we're not in the ancient times, but also grown-ups showed me, the bad ones, exactly what they don't give a shit about. And as a grown-up myself, I like to tell you I don't like hypocrisy and adaptive child part people. They're not half safe. They're hypocrites because they lack complete objectivity. So I'll be objective. Maria has weaknesses. Yes, I believe in you. And I believe in all human beings. Because God is good. He's perfect. And that's why anybody playing God, as a kid, was like, yeah, you're not God. You're not God. A book's not God. You're not God. My mother taught me what manipulative grown-ups look like by the time I was 18. I said, hey, God, listen. So, no Lucifer, just cowards. And the cloak people hurt children physically. Now I'm a grown-up. The cloak people still hurt children. And then they hurt grown-ups, and then they want to continue selling shit from their mouth. God doesn't need science. Yes, we know that, but he created us. And apparently, if the moon goes out, oh, I'm so sorry, the sun, no one's going to get off the planet if everyone was dumb as, what is it? Oh, the more of faith are the ones who believe that science is not, okay, yeah, you know what? Stop going to the doctors. Don't get your hips replaced. Don't get your heart. Please stop using every single bit of technology right now if science is something that is not needed, because that's the reason why every time I'm meeting some hypocrite, I'm like, did you notice what came out of your mouth? I mean, I know my friend called me a hypocrite because I say this and that are true. It's because I use two sides of my brain. I'm not a hypocrite. I walk a walk and talk a talk. I know what I read, and then I know how I'm bringing a concept. I'm not proving it. The quantitative data analysis, I know where to go. Neil deGrasse, I love you, man. I don't think you talk down to me. I just think you make fun of mystics, but that's okay because I make fun of me too. What I don't have the capacity to make fun of is in the face of a hypocrite, because that would be mean. That would actively be mean. And in fact, God kept me away from a very specific human being who I would have ripped a new one to. Like, seriously. And the not empowered feminines have no idea why we don't get tested by masculines. In fact, it's more of someone holding you back to the point of where, I'll never forget that day. I was like, I am going, hey, facade friend, I need you now. No, I can't be there. Shit. Okay, well, you know what? It's okay. Don't worry. I'll be good. And then, lo and behold, shit happened that didn't allow me to do what I was going to do. And it's okay, though, because again, I'm very, very happy today because I totally would have not held back at all. Because when you think you have an actual objective badass human being, you will be mistaken again and again and again. Do you know why? Guess what function of child adults do? They're not hypocrites. So the most beautiful thing in your life, love, creativity, music, dance, and laughter, happens only when you keep yourself aside. No, Sadhguru, myself is right here. I don't have to be set aside, but I know what you're saying. It's because an integrated brain person can use self-regulating skills. Physiological state of compassion. Divinity is only going to descend when you overflow in humanity. Thank you, Sadhguru. It means that you know how to be yourself. You put yourself to the side. If you get triggered or emotionally charged, you know how to handle it. And then when you meet hypocrites, you leave it alone, because their shame is all over the place and they have no talking sense, because that's what ego does. It's why it's a buffoon. So really, if I were able to in a moments of time as a teenager, I would have punched every single moron in the face. But my mother taught me that good manners means you don't need your hands. The only time I dragged a little girl down the stairs, I was like, what, 5 or something? And it was because she threatened me with something that was not with integrity. She gave me a gift, and then she said, if you don't let me play with the other gift, I'm going to take my gift back. And I was like, no, that's wrong. And I dragged her down the stairs, and I did get to meet a different version of her again, because that's how Dharma works. And I was able to address this. This was a little girl who made fun of my back bracing, that I had guts falling out. I went to the teacher, and what did I learn that day? That I needed to do things my own way, because he made me give a presentation. And while people are like, I would listen to my peers, I don't listen to my peers. They're morons. I listen to those who are, well, now my peers in an intellectual and emotional way. Other than that, no, I don't listen to weak people. The ones who don't know how to forgive, because they have a charge and they don't know how to say I'm irritated. And said, I know how to say I'm irritated by the buffoons. May you know the joy and ecstasy of being in a state of abandon. So when you're a divine anything, masculine, you got a brain that works and you got a body that works. And change, sure. Well, we expand ourselves, because that's why the Passion of Christ doesn't die. Communication is clear. Empowerment also in soul time. It's called Let's Work with Our Crown Chakra. Remember who you are. Perception is everything, and prosperity. You want to root it in. So don't allow anybody to tell you that you're no good, because that's exactly how it works. If someone looks away, my confidence doesn't get eroded, because my peers don't mean shit when they're just patting each other on the back with this, because ththey're that weak. 14-month-old, she's right here. She likes smart people. God, I love you. You know that. He teaches me how to be humble. He taught me how not to play know-it-all, and I'm tired of all those suffering mouths out there. So divine feminine, divine masculine, don't test each other. Divine counterparts, yes, the word divinity means nothing to me when I see the 4D and how they're using it, because the reality is if they were anywhere near divine, then they would be very much not only equanimous, discerning, loving, proactive to make the world a better place, versus give each other scarlet letters and wanting each other to punish each other's side and continuing to do the very same feud that, well, at the end of the day, again, he said, she said, it said, they said, blah, 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 which is why I don't look at bad grown-ups at all anymore. I'm trying to let you know what a good grown-up looks like. They have truth and balance, and it's called neutrality and duality, and it doesn't mean we don't get irritated. It just means we don't get into our dumb brain and become those who spit out bullshit, stereotypes, generalizations, reactivity in a way that is completely, I've done it, believe me. Thanks to my facade friend, I don't do it. And thanks to God keeping me far, far, far away from people, I also didn't make a buffoon out of myself. And thanks to attachment trauma educators, I have a lot more understanding and compassion. And I don't have patience, but they do teach me that my breath is wasted with any hypocrite. Like my facade friend taught me. Because it doesn't matter what you speak. They're talking over you, and then they lack the self-awareness, accountability, regulation, and reflectiveness. So please, leave 3D, 4D to their stories. They're numbing agents. They're numbing everything, and their pseudo-aliveness is really boring to be near people who are cut off because they have a solution. It's called therapy with Patrick Tian and somebody, whoever it is. But if they don't want it, they don't have it. It's okay. We're pretend. We all suffer. Remember, that's what they think, that we are pretending to enjoy life. 24 hours, God gifted me a miracle. You have a miracle. Our biosphere, we protect it all the time. That's what a securely attached, non-traumatized person does. They're not half safe, Patrick. They're just the people who would be really cool if you get your therapy on. Yes, it would. I'm going to try and send anyone who wants to come your way, Patrick. It won't be back here, that's for sure. Be yourself the smart way. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable. Wellness is for real, and that's what we get to do here. Have a good one.